People are back. What's up? I think this might be a little bit faster. Oh yeah, this is way faster than before. The other one was like super weird, man. I don't know what was going on with that last stream. It was. I'm hoping this one is not as laggy because the last one was super laggy, and I do not want to do. I do not want to do TA on anything. If I'm using, I'm like on a laggy ass like stream or whatever. Oh damn, Tesla looks horrible. Tesla looks really bad. Somebody request Tesla. Tesla's really bad, man. Tesla's super bad. I know somebody requested Tesla. Tesla looks horrible. I guess I already had the chart made. Can you please take a quick glance at Pfizer on the 5-year sheet chart? Wait, why the 5-year? Buster, the 5-year looks fine. I don't know if you want to really go out that far. Can you even do 5-year? You can't even do 5-year. I don't even know how to do 5-year. Oh, 5-year chart. Sure, we'll look at it. 5-year chart. Okay. Why do you want me to do 5-year chart? I just did the Pfizer TA. I actually just went live like 2 minutes ago, and it was like super laggy. I canceled that live and went on to this one because it's not as laggy. But yeah, I just did the Pfizer one. Pfizer up basically. I basically think that Pfizer is gonna go up because all TA shows that Pfizer is gonna keep going up, especially with their FDA approval coming up on Monday. So I think for the most part it's gonna keep rallying towards the upside. I think so. About to break all-time highs continuation. Oh, okay. Let me check that. That's what you wanted. All-time highs. When was the last time for Pfizer that they had? Did they recently have? Did Pfizer have highs back here somewhere? Let me see what their all chart looks like. Oh, I didn't even back in 2000s. I didn't even realize Pfizer traded that far back. $47. It's already past all-time high. Yeah, I think it's gonna keep going up. My next target price for Pfizer is probably gonna be somewhere like $53. I think. I think it's gonna keep going up. 100%. Where did it start? Pfizer went from 50 cents. Pfizer was 50 cents back on what is it? Oh, this is like way. Back in the 70s, Pfizer was 50 cents. That's crazy. It's crazy to think about. But yeah, Pfizer's gonna keep running. I think Pfizer's gonna keep running hard, honestly. So yeah, Pfizer up. I think Pfizer's gonna keep running towards the upside. This is essentially what I think is gonna happen. So I can zoom in a little bit more for Pfizer. Probably in the, what is it? I'll go in the daily for you guys. But this is basically what I think is going to happen with Pfizer. Whoops. Is it on the weekly? Well, yeah, I think Pfizer's going to do something like this. I completely forgot how I even had this set up, but it's either going to be on the, how zoomed in was that? Let's get rid of the fib, I don't need, oh, there we go. So this is what I had on Pfizer. This is what my prediction is for Pfizer on the upcoming weeks, days, whatever you want to call it. I don't really do like an exact forecast of like certain stuff just because I don't really care too much, because if I think something is going, like for example, Pfizer, I think it's gonna run to like 53 eventually. So I mean, if Pfizer drops down here to like 45, then I'll probably buy here because I think it's gonna go to 53 anyway. You know, I mean, what's the forecast on that? If we drop down to the 50 EMA, like if we drop down here and run to 53 bucks, that's a 17% gain. So, I mean, time-wise, I don't really care. I think we're going to 53, and this is what I think is going to play out, especially with the news that's coming. We either drop down and then push up, or we basically just push up from here. But yeah, I think Pfizer's going up. I think Pfizer is solid, honestly. I think Pfizer's going to keep going. TA on SFTW. They're SPAC taking Black Sky Public and just announced the merger vote date for the REITs. They also got 8 satellites in Earth orbit and plan to have 22 by end of 2021. So, Black Sky. What does Black Sky do? I have no idea what that is. SFTW. So they're SPAC. Talk about sideways trading. What is this? Do I already have something set up for this? Somebody asked about this before? And when was the last time I fixed it? Back on July 6th? I mean, it looks like it's going to break bullish like the next couple of... When did it break bullish? It's just been trading sideways. Damn, when did I even do this? What the heck? What is this? I guess I did something here. I had no idea. This is like completely wrong, I guess. I guess I was completely wrong about this. Or I was showing like in like a... I might have been showing an example of something. What the heck? Can I double click this? Yeah, no idea what this is, but okay. So, what do you want to know about SFTW? SFTW, just a regular CA? Wait, why can I not delete this? So I really got to go one by one? I can't even right click? What the heck? That's never happened to me before where I cannot use a right click. So, wow, I cannot. I'm using my wife's Mac, so I have no idea how to right click on this Mac. I mean, you know what? I don't even have to do too much TA on this. It looks like, for the most part, it looks like it's gonna go down. Like this, look at kind of all this sideways trading. It hasn't really done much for the last since when? Since here maybe? I mean, it's just been trading in the range. I mean, it's just been trading in this range for the last, when was this? Since May? I mean, I don't really see it doing anything. Like, it just looks like it looks like you can probably see another push to the upside, but you might see a run to $10 again, $10.05, but this doesn't really seem to be doing anything. I mean, the monthly looks like it might close a bullish month in the next, maybe in the next month or two. Maybe by October. So October might close like a bullish month, but other than that, it doesn't really look like anything's going on with the sticker. SFTW. I mean, it doesn't really look at like it's gonna do anything, honestly. So SFTW, sorry man, it doesn't look like it has any movement. I mean, it's just been trading sideways, really. And the highest that it's gone to is what? What was the highest that it went to? 1748. Yeah, unless there's like big news or whatever, I doubt that it's gonna trade out of this range. It's probably just gonna stay here or something. It doesn't really look like it's going anywhere. So SFTW, it looks like it's gonna stay there for a while. To be honest, I don't think it's really gonna move on anything. PLTR has been moving. I actually had puts on PLTR that got F because I thought PLTR was gonna run a little bit more to the downside. Well, what did I think was gonna happen? Oh shit! I guess I was right. Oh, what? When did I do this? I guess I was right on PLTR. When did I do this? I guess I had like something happen where on the weekly. Is this on the weekly? Oh yeah, I guess this was on the weekly. I guess I was right. It's so funny when I come back to like charts that I haven't seen in a bit, and I'm like, oh look, it was trading at this range at like $21, and it ran all the way to $25. And this was back in what? I did this August 16th, so like 2 weeks ago. I guess this is what I was forecasting. That's so funny. I love seeing that. I love seeing the forecast that I did that I haven't seen in a while, and then it plays out like perfectly. That's so funny. As of right now, I have to say that I'm bearish on PLTR. I would have to say I'm bearish because I mean it broke out of the trading range, it went up, it hit, but you got a small little gap here, right? There's a gap here right there from 23.19 to 23.60. So immediately you already have a gap on the low side of you already have a gap on the low side of where PLTR price is at. You already have the 50 back here. You already have the 50 crossing under the 200 MA, so you have the 200 already on the underside. So, I mean, whenever this happens, whenever the 50 is under the 200, I always look for sells. Whenever the 50 is over the 200, I look for buys. And right now, if I was playing PLTR, I'd only be looking for selling like instances, right? So if we look at the monthly doesn't have an actual chart because it hasn't been trading long enough. If we zoom in, so we'll go here, right? If we zoom into the reverse MACD, you can see that it actually closed this last week, bullish or weaker bull, right? It actually closed a weaker bull on August 16th for this last trading week. We might see a pop, but it seems like on historical weekly trends, as soon as it closes that weekly bear on the weekend bull. How do I go back? There we go. So it does look like it's going to cross over on the low side. I mean, last time we did that, what happened? We crossed that weekly on the low side. We went from... We dropped $4.60. We dropped about 18% in 13 days. I can see that happening from here somewhere, so maybe somewhere here from whatever the actual close is. If I had to take a quick guess, I'd go like, we're going to drop $4.60 from here. $4.60 in 13 days. So there. I'd say I'm pretty bearish on PLTR right now, to be honest. I think you expect probably something in the lines of another drop to like $22 because the monthly I can only assume is bearish. The weekly is about to break on the bearish side, and the daily is already on the bear side, right? So that's why you have these two. That's why you have the two bear candles, right? It didn't actually beat resistance at 25, so you didn't have any actual candles close over that. You do have resistance. You have a perfect sell-off right here. So you have an instance of a perfect sell-off right here. So I can definitely see it trailing down to the low side. It looks like it's about to run a little bit. I wouldn't be surprised if PLTR does something like this. Watch, I'll show you guys. So where is it? I wouldn't be surprised if on Monday you see it do like this. You see it go like that. Retest. Actually come back down, fill this gap. And then maybe come back and retest, and then ultimately come back down. Or you can actually have it just come straight down like this. From the looks of just everything, it looks like PLTR is going to come back to 22 bucks because the 4-hour is looking like it's going to run a little bit towards the upside, which is why I think that you can still retouch 25 bucks. But I would be buying puts at $25.58. That's what I think. I think these are the only two scenarios. Either you run up, you retest 25.58, and then you come back, close the gap, and then keep going, or you close the gap and then bounce again and then come back down, or you just close the gap and you come back down, right? So there's a lot of things that can happen, but I think for the most part, eventually it is going to come back to 22 bucks just because, you know, the weekly is about to go bear, the daily is already bearish, and the monthly I can only assume that it's on bearish territory. So I can only assume right now that I think PLTR isn't going to recover to the high side. Keep in mind that it still has a gap to fill between 30 bucks and $31, but apart from that, I am bullish of PLTR. I like the company. I like PLTR. I like what they do. You know, everything is pretty good on PLTR side, but as far as TA, I think there's a higher chance that they're going to drop to 22 bucks, you know, sometime in like the coming weeks or whatever. And keep in mind, it actually made a lower high right here, right? So it actually made a lower high right here at 25.94 as opposed to 27.50. So if it keeps creating these lower highs, I could definitely see it going all the way back down to like $18. But I think for now, a safe bet is that it's probably going to close that gap that it created and come back and touch $22.18. If PLTR does go back to 25.60, like the previous resistance, I'd probably be buying puts all day long at 25.60 every single time. I think PLTR is going to keep trailing down, but I think it's going to go down 100%. Do you think Clove will keep dropping? Yes. Is that what we talked about last time? I think Clove, I was like, I think it's going down to like $4. I think we talked about this a while ago. Where's Clove right now? How did Clove play out? Did it hit what I was thinking it was going to hit yet? No, not yet. But it's going there. It's getting there. So when was the last time, I guess? The last time I talked about this was here, like in early August. I said that it was going to go down to $6.87. It wants to break that, though. It really wants to break that support at $7.68. It really wants to break that. 4 hours bullish. I'd say that it probably runs to the upside, but I don't know what the other charts look like. So the month is, what is the month doesn't have, it looks like Clove, I don't know, it looks like Clove can actually run to the upside. It looks like, yeah, you know what, it looks like Clove can actually run hard to the upside. Does it have any gaps? Does Clove have any gaps on the upside? Not really. It doesn't really have any gaps, right? Maybe there. 11, just like a couple of cents. Yeah, that's not too big of a gap to really care about it too much. Yeah, you know what? Because it did not drop to 688, and it's actually holding relatively well at September at this support level of 762. I gotta admit, I think Clove is heading back to the upside. I gotta go with what I think might happen. Actually, let me see if we can kind of get an idea of what can happen. So, let's see. Highs were right here. And then what happened here? Highs up here. Definitely up here somewhere. I'll change that a little bit later. And then also when we hit it, it was right here. Highs of. Oh, really? I gotta. It's a not going to sell. We gotta find. I'll change this right now. So. Leave that there. Clove. Last time ran without a pretty big chunk amount. So. Last time we actually ran on CLOV, we had what? We had a 42-day run, we had a 6-day run, and then we had a 28-day run. Each one was $7, $21, and $4. So if you do run from here, I gotta go with the low side of things. So it looks like like a $5 run in a month, right? I gotta say that maybe because it looks like it does want to close on the bull side on the weekly. As soon as that weekly closes bullish, I would probably buy puts. I'd probably buy puts, and I have to say that it might actually close a bull week at the 763 level. So let's say it actually closes, right? Let's say it closes a bullish week. I say 28 days out, it's gonna run $4.84, roughly. You know, we can just do like $5, but let's say $4.84, like right there, right? If we actually have CLOV close a bull week, I can easily see it run to $12.49. More than likely, I can see it run closer to like $13.17. Throw a wick up here, and then kind of go from there. But as of right now, it's kind of hard to really tell what CLOV can do without having any. There's no confirmation. There's nothing that I think can happen right now. As soon as we create a bull trigger on CLOV for the weekly chart, I think you can see a nice run up to, you know, maybe towards like $13. I mean, everything is there, right? All the right moves are there. Everything is looking like it's not going to be too bearish anymore for CLOV, at least on the TA side, right? On the TA side, I don't know what their fundamentals look like, but at least on the TA side, it definitely looks like it can keep running towards the upside because we just created a perfect buy-in, you know, focus on the bottom, creating bottoms, and then you had a perfect trigger on the reverse MACD. I can probably see it running from, you know, Monday. I can probably see it going back up to like $9 sometime soon. Yeah, I would not be surprised. I mean, look at every single instance, right? Every single time we actually close on the 4-hour, you went from here to what, highs of 923, so 780 something. So you went up about $2. So I say 963 is what is this? 766, so 966. I would not be surprised to actually see CLOV somewhere at like the 200 MA. So you see this blue line right here? I would not be surprised to see it around this area. So let me change this for you. I mean, short term, I say that it can definitely do something like this for CLOV. Long term, I think it can go higher. I think it can go to like $12, $13. But it would have to be confirmation of some sort. As of right now, I do have to say that I am either bullish on CLOV or just kind of, you know, a bit trading sideways for a little bit. I don't think it's going to go down anymore. I think the support at 764 is pretty strong, at least on the weekly side. So I can definitely see it running from here to $9.48, touching that 200 MA. And then for a longer term forecast, I could definitely see it touching closer to like $13. But this would probably be in like, I don't know, I would have to see confirmation on the weekly. So it's getting pretty close, right? It's getting pretty close right here to actually close, you know, a bullish week. But until this happens, I can't really say what's gonna happen. I wouldn't know, honestly. I wouldn't know too much. So yeah, I hope that kind of helps. But it's one of those things where it's kind of hard to tell just because there's no confirmation on CLOV. I will say that I am bullish on it, but without confirmation, it's kind of hard to really, you know, to really see anything. At least right now, it's kind of hard to tell what's going to happen to CLOV, especially because I don't know the fundamentals of it, you know. But yeah, I mean, CLOV doesn't look like a bad play. I personally wouldn't play because it's too meme-ish for me. But you know, everything else is pretty good. I mean, it looks pretty solid. I would not be surprised to see CLOV running towards the upside anytime soon, you know? We can do somewhere there. I mean, it has a lot of support and resistance. Let's say there. There's a lot going on with ETFs. What the hell is going on with ETFs at these numbers, man? I mean, it wants to break to the upside hard. But the monthly looks ugly. What happened last time? I say it's about time. Because look, on average, you see what, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. On average, it looks like UPS goes for like about a month or two on the low side, and then it starts having on that third month, it starts getting really weak momentum to the low side. So I say UPS immediately on the monthly chart. I say 190, whatever this is, $190.22 is perfect support for UPS. I think if you're long term on this, buying here would be a pretty solid move. And if you buy even at market price, you're looking at a nice 13% up to the previous high. Yeah, I mean, everything looks bullish on UPS. Can't really say that I'm against it. Closed bear, bullish candles. Yeah, I mean, everything looks perfectly fine. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Oh, I didn't even see that. You have that massive gap created here on UPS. You got that nice juicy gap from 198 to 209. So what? $10? That's a pretty big gap. That's like a couple percentages. Oh, that sucks. That's like for whoever's holding UPS. Because why does this suck? Because you have another gap. Look at that. Sucks, man. You have two gaps going on right here. So you have one on the high side and you have one on the low side. What does the 4 hour look like? 4 hour? Everything looks bullish. Everything on UPS looks bullish. I gotta admit that everything looks bullish. I think right now you might see something like this play out. This is my arrow. You might see something like this play out. Down. Then you might see like a breakout to the upside, something like that. At least shorter term. I don't know if it's going to fill this gap soon, to be honest. I don't know if it's going to fill the gap soon. Everything right now, I mean, you just had a perfect sell-off for UPS, but look at the movement. I mean, the movement, it's still creating bullish candles, and you haven't really lost too much price on that on that movement, right? And last time that it got created, it did the same thing. You basically trailed sideways, and you dropped hard. Right here. You trailed sideways. Oh, you know what? I think that actually might be, look at that pattern. Do you guys see that? Do you guys notice that pattern? We trade sideways right here. We try to go bullish. Look at the MACD. Tries to go bullish. It doesn't work. It gets bearish, goes bullish again, and then bearish again, and then it sees that massive drop. What happened recently too? You have that perfect sell-off created right here with the stock already being overextended. It tries to go bullish. It doesn't. It goes back to being bearish on the day. Massive drop to the downside. So I think that's what you should be tracking. I think for the most part you should track UPS trailing sideways for a bit. And if it creates a bull trigger and immediately it gets like just cut off, and it creates another bear trigger, it's going to go down and close that gap. So actually, you know what? I take this completely out. I think for the most part, you're going to see something like this play out, which is kind of funky because this would be what? This would be the third instance that this plays out. Let me see. Where's my... So I can see it kind of trading like this, sideways. And then it tries to break bullish to the upside. And then you see another drop like that. Because that's exactly what happened every single time, right? You're trading bearish sideways. It tries to go bullish. Down here, tries to go bullish. Nothing happens. Immediately gets canceled. Gets another bear. Gets bullish. Goes bear. On this candle, boom, massive drop. Again, you recover a little bit. Trade sideways. You go bearish, and then you go bearish. You trade sideways. You try to break bullish. Bearish, massive drop. I think you might see the same thing play out here, unfortunately, because it looks like it's repeating that same pattern. If I had to take a wild guess on UPS, I would say that I'm still bullish on UPS. I think it's a great company, but just looking at the pattern that's going on recently, and then it's still having to fill this gap. I would say that there's a strong chance that it doesn't like just trail sideways, boom, and then drops to fill that gap. Because where's the actual next support here? Where's the actual support? Yeah, look. support is basically almost exactly on that low level of 179.93. I would not be surprised if UPS goes back to those levels and retests here and then jumps up to the upside. So again, it looks like that actually might happen. Like you might see UPS trade sideways, go down, close that gap, and then from here start running back to the upside. Because guess what? Now that this gap is closed, it's free to pump all the way up. It's free to pump all the way up and fill this gap. So I think the likelihood of UPS right now is it doing something like this, trading sideways, dumping like it did back here every single time, and then once it fills this gap, it's going to bounce off support, off a weekly support, mind you, and then run up to the upside, closing this gap. Long term, I would say keep buying in this range, and if it does break to the downside, I would probably buy at 180 if it does break. But I do think that support is strong enough at 180 for it to bounce to the upside and go to and close that gap. But UPS looks pretty good overall. I think UPS is pretty strong, to be honest. Mike, dude, thank you. I will check off. I did see your man, what are these called? Super chat. I did see your super chat. I just wanted to finish off on UPS to kind of like handle that really quick. But let's do this real quick, man. Oh, I mean, this is great. This is great for the breakout. Again, we only do breakouts on weekly charts. At least I only do breakouts on weekly charts. I don't like doing my breakout strategy on anything else other than the weekly chart, right? So right now we're using highs from the week of May 10th and the lows of February 1st, whatever you guys want to call it. But the way that I actually set up my breakout is, let me see if I can draw it out for you guys, just a real quick example. So, I mean, you can see it go like this, right? You see it go like that. You see it go like this. You see it go like that. I tend to always look for the mountain peaks. So, you know what? Another example that I can give is like this. So let's say it goes like this, and then it kind of goes like this and trades sideways, like that, right? And then it goes up again, and then it kind of trades sideways like this, whatever, and then it jumps up again like that. So in a case like this, I would add my fibs from, what is this? Oh, like that. Can I move it anymore? Whatever. So let me use that as a better example because I feel like a lot of people ask me what's going on. So in a case like this where you have a sideways trail like that, I would actually add the fibs from this high, and then you would go down to this low right here. So you would click the high, you would go to the right side, and then add it right there on that low, on this low right here, and then immediately you have your extension to the high side, right? So as soon as this breaks right here and it closes, then you see that gap to the upside. Again, same thing here. You would add your low up here to the lowest point of that consolidation, which would be right on this direction. Usually, what I like to do is I like to use the most recent high and low. I wouldn't want to use like a high and low from back here and here. It's usually going to be the most recent, and this is for like 99% of situations, honestly. But just a quick example of how I would set up the fibs if it's consolidating. But this tends to usually be it. You know, just get your relative high. Make sure it's a clear mountain peak like this. Make sure it's a clear mountain peak. Make sure it's a clear mountain and then retracement. Clear mountain retracement. Clear mountain retracement. Right? If there's no clear retracement, there's no clear mountain peak. Don't waste your time. You're only here for the breakout to trade the absolute most clearest charts that you can possibly think of. That's it. You're only here trading the clearest things that you can possibly think of. That is 100% it. You're not going to be wasting your time on charts that do not make sense, right? You don't want to trade on a chart that you're not 100% sure of what's going to happen, right? We're not in the business of thinking something's going to do something. We're in the business of knowing what something's going to do something, right? So on Hub, again, very basic, very simple forecast. Depending on how conservative you want to be, generally I like to do a 5% trail down. So we'll do right there. Generally close to 5%. We'll set up our take profit at 22.44. So we'll set it up here. Again, try to even it up to the upside. And what is mine? Set up here, set it up here, and then the third take profit would be there. And that's basically it. That's essentially what you do. The second part of this is looking at previous historical runs and what actually happens when they actually beat this out, right? So let's get rid of these fibs because we already know what's going to happen there. But look at previous highs and lows. Look at that high, right? Look at that high, and then look at the low from the previous run. So we'll do that. Set up the fibs, and then what happens? You actually closed on the high set candle right here. You broke relative highs. You closed. How long did it take to get to your first fib, right? So I'd guess that probably it's going to be like here, here, and then like here somewhere probably, right? Probably a little bit higher. So you can use historical prices to kind of gauge how long it took for a certain ticket to do something, right? So if you buy right here, on average, you can kind of guess, it took, you're buying this candle on a Friday. You're not buying this on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday. You're buying this on a Friday, and you're making sure that it's a bullish candle, and you're making sure that it's actually crossing over relative highs, right? And you're buying this out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're buying this out at least 6 months, at least 6 weeks from the current date, because you want that time. If anything, I would do 6 or 7 weeks on the current date, right? Because you're buying here, you want at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for it to hit either your first take profit, or you need to have some sort of strategy where you take profit based off of percentage on options or on shares or on whatever, right? It's all dependent on you. My setup is, my strategy is, if I see a contract or option that I trade the breakout strategy and it hits, let's say I buy here, and by the time it's at $182, my contract's already 80%. I cash out of absolutely everything. If they are not at 80% here, I let them ride until they hit first take profit. At first take profit, depending on how many contracts I have or how many shares, I'll take 50-80% up here, let the rest ride. I'll take 80% of whatever I have left right here. And then if I have time and if I already got out of most of my play, then I can actually take everything else out at the other at the third take profit. Keep in mind, the last take profit is the riskiest. Is the most riskiest take profit. So this, I don't want to say rarely hits, but the third take profit is not 70-80% win rate. You can count this as maybe 20 or 30% win rate for the third take profit. So I would only try doing a third take profit up here is if you have let's say you buy 6 contracts, you sell 4 right here, and then you sell 1 right here, and then you leave 1 to run till $204, and that's already taking into consideration that you took most of your profit out of here. You took that second take profit is your actual take profit, it's all profit, and your third one is just bonus money, right? That's it. But like I said, just check your historical movements, right? You don't want to trade on something that is like this, right? If you see price kind of going like that, as opposed to like this, this might net you a month and a half for option, and if you see that price doesn't actually only moves like this, like Walmart for example, right? Walmart would probably not be a good ticker to do the breakout, strictly because you need a lot of time, because it moves at such a slow pace sideways. Or Pepsi or Coke probably and stuff, right? Pepsi, that was the very first one that I did, and it ended up doing really well. But I'm just giving you guys examples of what to look for. Generally, just do your research, just do your D&D, right? Make sure that you test the run-ups, right? Historically, it's gonna tend to run the same way. I can guarantee you that these pumps right here, these bullish pumps, are relatively the same as all of these pumps right here. I can guarantee you that this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, and this one, they're all pretty similar pumps towards the upside. So again, just base it off of historical runs, right? So again, if you're going to do it here, right, high, below, down there, boom, right? Again, how long did it take last time? When it went from relative low to relative high, this candle, how long did it take to actually get here? It took about 6 weeks. So, from this to here, you can also expect around 6 weeks. 6 weeks or like, what would that be? 30, like 45 days out. So you could, from buying in right now, I would be buying 2 month out contracts for 222, right? For $222 a year. And then maybe if you want to buy, in the money, whatever, right? That's your own strategy, and you can develop it over time. But oh man, I'm running out of battery. It's 4%. But yeah, that's basically it. If you're gonna be buying options, look at the historical runs, right? And base your time off of that. That's like the best advice that I can give you guys for that. So I hope that helps you, Mike Farina. I hope that helps you out, bro. All good. Can you check Microsoft? Microsoft's gonna go up, man. I don't even need to check Microsoft. Microsoft's gonna keep going up. Microsoft is a unicorn, man. Microsoft is just insane. Let me see what else is out up here. It says that's like for long-winded platform. Can we get some thumbs up for a friend here? Oh yeah, thanks, man. I mean, if you guys can like the video, it really does help out, honestly. Like I know a lot of creators say, like, people on YouTube are like, oh, smash the like button. It's because it's true. I mean, the more people that like this video, the more that it gets pushed out, and the more that I guess hopefully more people subscribe and watch my stuff. So if you guys do have the time and you guys like the way that and you guys like my videos, please give this live video a like. I strongly appreciate it. It definitely goes a long way, and that's really all I ask, right? Just look at your phone, take your index finger, and just click like, and then that's it, man. That's all I ask of you guys. Just simple like. That's it. I don't ask for you don't have to give me super chats or whatever. I definitely appreciate super chats. It's a faster way to ask me for stuff. Just not because it's money, but it's because it's a big blue bubble thing, text message that stands out. But again, likes definitely help me out so much. I had no idea how much likes helped until I became a YouTuber, or so-and-so, whatever people consider a YouTuber and stuff, right? But I had no idea how much likes, how far likes can go. So if you guys just take 5 seconds every time and like, I super appreciate that. Thank you. We actually went from 6 likes to 12 likes. So full 100% gain on that. Thank you guys all so much for the likes. Super appreciate that. But yeah, Mike, I hope you're still on for that hub. It looks pretty solid. It looks like a pretty solid run. I hope you at least get 2 month out contracts, or if you buy shares, set your take profit at $228 for 80% of your position. The rest of it, sell 10% here, and then maybe let the rest rally to 244. But that's what I would recommend, right? I'm not saying you have to do it, but it's just what I would recommend. Snow. Man, I haven't looked at snow in so long, man. When was the last time I actually saw snow? Low battery. Oh, damn it. You know what? Low battery. I'll try to do a couple more, and then I might have to go just because I have no idea where my wife. I'm using my wife's laptop and I'm using her Mac, and I have no idea where her charger is. And she's outside with our little girl, so might have to log off. But snow looks like it might. What is it? What is snow going to do? Daily? What does a monthly look like? Monthly still hasn't been trading long enough. Last time it closed up there and then kept running to the upside. Oh, actually, I think it's going to have a pretty similar situation here. Last time we had a sell-off. Oh, you know what? Snow is kind of hard. I personally like snow a lot because my career is in this. It's in data, right? It's in data, it's in analysis and all that stuff. Snow's kind of weird right now. It's not really. It's showing signs of bear momentum, but for the most part, it's just been going towards the upside ever since May. And that's when everything started dropping. So ever since May, the whole market's been going down while snow has been slowly going up. Or sorry, since March, I think, right? Since March, yeah. But I don't know. I gotta say that I think I'm bullish on snow right now. I think snow, regardless of it just closing a bearish week, I think it might trade sideways. I think snow might trade sideways. It doesn't look like it's gonna have a massive dump to the downside. It already broke trend. I mean, it already broke trend. So, right? Yeah, it broke trend. It broke trend like way back here. It's still just kind of triggering to the low side. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really say I'm bearish or bullish on snow. Snow's a little difficult right now, just because there's no clear signs of direction. I mean, it's been going up since May, which is good. Slowly, very, very, very slowly, it's been going up since May. The only thing that I can possibly actually grab here is it's kind of sticking pretty solid to this trend, right? So it's staying pretty consistent here. So I gotta say that it's probably creating lows. I'd say that slowly it's gonna be doing this, right? I think for the most part, the bear pushes down haven't really been affecting it, obviously, since May. So if I had to guess, you're probably looking at snow maybe just kind of continuing this. At most, you'll see it down here, but I think you'll consistently see it go like this, like higher highs, higher lows. I think for the most part, you're going to see snow completely do that until you see a nice jump towards the upside. But I think on the weekly, I'm a little bullish because last time it happened, it had a massive candle drop and then insanely recovered. Same thing's happening now. We had a massive candle drop, and I think it's going to recover again. I think for the most part, you might actually see a run-up on snow, something similar to what happened back here. So you might see snow run up from let's go from lows up here. Right? From here, lows, and let's go to the highest candle before that bear. So $99 in 98 days. So a very, very, very rough estimate of what can happen is something like that. And the crazy part is you're getting really, really close to that resistance of 352. So if I had to take a wild guess, I'd say that in 100 days, snow is going to hit maybe 347. Because I think it's repeating that same pattern, right? It's looking like it's repeating that same pattern. So if I had to guess, I'd say snow is kind of, it's pushing hard to the upside, and I give it props because I like snow a lot. I think Snow's a really good company. They do a lot, and it's look like it's kind of repeating. I don't think it's gonna crash again back here. I think it's repeating the same pattern. You might see it throw a wick down here, but I think anything at 267 is gonna be pretty solid. And if it does hit this, you're looking at a 40% gain in 100 days, right? If it actually goes up to previous highs, you're looking at a 72% gain. But I think for the most part, if I had to take a wild guess, I'd say $99 increase in about 98 days. So by the end of this year, if we're at 352 on snow, I wouldn't be surprised. But again, super wild guess because snow isn't really. There's no clear signs on snow right now. Honestly, no clear signs on snow. Buy bullish or bearish on Monday. I say we're on the weekly. I say I'm still. I mean, as of right now, I'm still pretty bearish on the SPY. Honestly, I mean, it's looking like the daily. The daily looks like it's gonna break to the upside, and you can see this run. It's been trading in this range, right? So I have it kind of set up where I'm like, you know what? If the SPY goes bullish, if the SPY doesn't close bear on the monthly, I think by September 15th you're gonna see a 456 SPY. But if on the monthly if on the monthly you actually have a trigger like this, I think we're going all the way down to $418. And it's a wild, crazy guess, but if you see SPY drop that much on the monthly, things are going to get bad really, really, really fast. Every single instance that we've had the monthly close there, I mean, I already have a couple videos on that, but every single time we've had the monthly close there, you've seen a nice little drop, right? Drop, 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 drop. I can go back for years, right? I can go back for years. All I'm waiting for right now, is for this green bubble to stay green. That's all I need. All I need is for this to stay green. And I actually do have I have TOC calls, and I have a bunch of SPY puts, a bunch of SPX puts, and SPXS calls. So I do want SPY to crash, and I'm not saying it will, but the likelihood of SPY crashing right now is looking pretty high, especially after it closed the week of August 16th on the low side. And usually what happens is it goes for 2 weeks of bearish momentum. So I do think this upcoming week is going to be bear momentum. And you know what, guys? Unfortunately, I got to go because my battery is at 5%, and this computer is really starting to slow down. So thank you to everybody that joined on. Mike, thank you so much for the super chat of the $2 tonight. I appreciate everything. Thank you, everybody, for the likes. I'm getting right on that hour mark. But unfortunately, I don't know where my wife's charger is for her Mac, for her laptop. So I will have to end the live here. I will try to go live again tomorrow, and I'll see if I'm able to, but I'll try to go live again tomorrow. Hopefully again around this time, and just kind of help you guys out on TA, talk about crypto, talk about all this other stuff. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Appreciate all you guys. Bro, I ain't even get your notifications. Yeah, dude, I have no idea. The notifications haven't been going out on YouTube for me, so if you guys want to actually get notifications, I guess you guys can just press the bell. Not really sure why the notifications don't go out when I go live. I don't know if I'm not a big enough YouTuber or anything. I don't know what the reason is. I'll try to figure it out. I'll try to find out why I don't get notifications. I'm actually subscribed to myself, and I didn't check today if the notification got sent out, but I'll definitely look into it because I know that I'm subscribed to a lot of other people on YouTube, and whenever they go live or they release a video, I get the notification immediately. So I'll look into that, and I'll make sure that next time everybody actually gets the notification when I go live, which will probably be tomorrow around 6 o'clock again. 6 o'clock PST time, so 6 o'clock California time. But thank you to everybody that joined on the live. Tomorrow, again, we'll talk about crypto, NFTs, which I didn't even get to talk about. I wish I had like 7-8 hours to actually talk to you guys because I feel like time goes by super, super fast when I'm on here. But I will see you guys tomorrow. I will keep posting videos, and have a great, great weekend. Thank you to everybody who liked the video. Thank you to everybody who watched, and thank you to everybody that took their time, the last, 50 minutes or so to come and hang out on live with me. So I'll see you guys later. Have a great, great night. Bye-bye.